Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to college football pregame. It's myself and Hunter today, which it is every single week. Very excited to see what Hunter brings to the table because I don't know anything about college football. So, Hunter, what are we looking at? We got an exciting slate of games this week, or are we just getting ready to snooze fest our way into the next one?
No, we have some good games, Marv. We have some really good ones that we want to hit on. A really good Big Ten matchup. We're going to leave that game for the end.
Okay.
We're going to start in reverse exciting order with
Okay.
the least exciting first, in my opinion.
Smart move. I like it. What are we looking at? What are we starting with?
We are looking at the battle for the bronze pig, the Iowa Hawkeyes versus the Minnesota
Gophers.
Gophers. So this is a weird game. It's going to be, if you love defense and you love low scoring games, you're going to love this game. It is all about defense. These are some of the top defenses in the Big Ten. And I looked this up. The punter, Tory Taylor. How have I never heard this name before week 7?
I don't know. He's a freaking dog, dude. He's the best player
He
on
is.
Iowa.
Future round 3 pick.
Easily.
That's what I'm talking. And he's going to go to KC. He's averaging 48.3 per punt. That's insane.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and he's their best offensive player, minus Caden Weegan. Caden Weegan's obviously on top, but
right, obviously everyone knows that.
Shot.
Yeah,
but that's a game that I'm excited for because it's kind of like mid versus mid in my opinion. I hate the Hawkeyes. I don't know anything about Minnesota. I like their helmets. Okay. I know that. I like their logos. So I think I'm going to take Minnesota here, even though it's in Iowa City.
Okay. First thing I want to do here is call out the NCAA statistics department because earlier this week, speaking of Caden Weegan, I was actually looking up top like kick return because I know he had 2 29-yard returns last week, which is like insane. Right. And he's not even on this list. He's number 8 based on this.
Well, we got that stat from Gabe, right? That he was like number 3 or something in the Big Ten on kick returns.
In the Big Ten, this is in the NCAA. He's number 8 in the NCAA. 17. I mean, well, that was a couple weeks ago. So I just wanted to call out NCAA for not giving our guy the proper shot. Like, what are we doing? This is a bunch of. He's not even on the list. He's not on the list anywhere. I mean, this Major Everhart kid from TCU is on here, and Caden's not. Like, this is a complete waste of time. I don't know what we're talking about. Regardless.
Hey, the problem.
Regardless. Speaking on the Iowa-Minnesota matchup here, I don't I hate picking Iowa. Like, I just never like it. And I think with that, I would lean towards Minnesota. But knowing Iowa,
Minnesota's not ranked, and anytime they play an unranked team in Kinnick, it's like it's a dicey toss-up. Jesus. It's a dicey toss-up. But, like, say, if Minnesota was ranked 20, I have no problem with Iowa pulling the upset.
Yeah. Well, and my thing with Iowa is they just stay close in every game, and I hate it. And they only need, like, 14 points to win because their defense will score or only let the other team score, like, 10. So
right.
I'm going to go with Minnesota here. Not a very confident pick by any means. I do think Iowa has what it takes with Tory Taylor at the helm of that offense to to run the table, but I guess we'll see. Go Gophers this weekend. What do we got next?
We have a battle of USA versus USA. We have the armed forces going against the armed forces. We have the water going versus the sky. We have the Air Force, number 23, going against Navy.
Okay. Yes. Now, I want to correct us. Last week, USC +3 was the money line or was the money play of the week.
Yeah.
That didn't pan out.
And this is the money play.
Yes.
This is the money play.
The under on this has hit like 90 of the last 99 years or something ridiculous. So I don't see any reason not to take that bet.
Plus, okay, I'm at my friend's house right now doing this recording. I'm in Riley Briggs's room. His roommate is Tyler Calhoun, son of Troy Calhoun.
Okay.
Yes, head coach for Air Force. So there's no reason why I'm not going to be taking Air Force. And I'm not going to shoot any profanity at Navy because they're fighting for our country. You know, it's a game of patriotism.
Yes.
And
go Patriots.
Troy Calhoun said it best the other day. You got a lot of guys here who have pledged their oath to protect the Constitution, and they're gonna put some points on the board,
You think the
especially
over's
after
hitting?
that win against Wyoming.
You think the over's gonna hit? Is that what you're saying
I,
right now?
I don't know.
I think it's
That's
got to be
that's
the
that's
under.
too dicey. That's too dicey of a call.
I don't see it being anything besides the under. As far as the actual pick of the game, it's Air Force. I agree.
Yeah.
It's like that's not. We don't even need to talk about it.
What's crazy about Air Force? They got planes, but it's a no-fly zone on their defense. That's all I'm saying.
I like that.
And yeah, we'll see what Navy can do, but I can't see them beating Air Force. Hopefully, I'm not jinxing it because I want Air Force to go undefeated. And I want them to be ranked like number 6 at the end of college football.
That would be
I
pretty
think
sick.
that would be great.
Yeah, that'd be really
That'd
cool.
be great for the Mountain West too. It'd be perfect.
100%. I'm with you.
And Navy didn't look very good when they played Notre Dame, so it's toss up.
Yeah. Well, Notre Dame is apparently way better than we thought.
Yeah,
Gotta
so
give
Notre
them
Dame
that.
are those guys.
Gotta give them that. So maybe there's some points to Navy, but Air Force has looked really good all year long. So I'm
Notre
leaning.
Dame they're on the come up too because Sam Hartman shaved his beard, so maybe it's
saw
a
that.
whole new program now.
I saw that. I was thinking the same thing. Maybe he just got sick of what the program was and needs to fix it himself.
I don't think that was a good move in my opinion. I think he got less attractive. My sisters say that he's still very hot. That is true, but
Yes. It's
we'll
like
see how it goes.
going from a 10 to a 9.5. Like to him, it's nothing.
Yeah, it's literally going to an 11 back to a 10. Like he's leveling the playing field for everybody else slowly.
Exactly.
He would need to buzz all of his hair off, eyebrows, and everything in order for him to be even remotely not attractive to these women.
He would become human if that were to happen.
Exactly.
Okay. Do you have a better matchup than Navy Air Force?
Yes, I do. I have 5 actually here.
Oh, 5. Okay.
So, yes, we have number 14 Utah versus number 16, maybe the frauds, USC.
Okay. Interesting. Both
Yeah.
with one loss, correct?
So, yes.
Yes.
7
7 p.m. night game.
Utah, their quarterback Cam Rising, he's not really rising to any occasion. He's very inconsistent when it comes to his gameplay between these different teams, and I can't see him showing out against USC. I mean, USC is USC. We said this last week. We said that was the value pick. Of course, that was a terrible pick. And Caleb Williams even threw a couple picks.
Yep.
So this is a game I'm not going to be putting money on. I can tell you that right now.
Okay.
It's too close from either team, but they are USC. I think that's the one thing you need to know about them. They are USC, and I can't see them going over 2 losses this year, and I don't think Utah is going to be number 2.
I agree. I'm looking at their previous few games here. Utah lost to Oregon State, skimmed by UCLA. Obviously, they were able to beat Baylor. Baylor's the scum of the earth in the Big 12 right now. I mean, they beat Weber State and didn't even know that was a college. They beat Cal by 20. So I don't think Utah has very strong wins. And USC, obviously, we know Caleb Williams is like a guy. I'm a little concerned with the comments he made after the mocking went on by the Notre Dame guy.
People were like, that was not a good comeback, and I think that is the perfect comeback. People were like,
no, I agree. It's a great comeback. But
yeah, but
as
everybody
far
was
as
like, you can think or he doesn't know how bad of a comeback that is. And I'm like, that's so true. If I was talking shit to a player and then he said everybody wants to fit in these like 12 and a half shoes, like I would be like, okay, yeah, you're right. I'm not built like a D1 athlete. I can't do what you do on any type of level.
But I think
everybody read it as, wow, you're letting this kid get to you. He was just replying to the people coming at him.
That's what I mean. If I went up to any athlete and I was like, this, and this, and he goes, you wish you were me, I'd be like, yeah, I got to you. You had to pull the card where you think you're better than me. So I got to you.
That's valid.
That's how I viewed it. So I don't know. I just, as a Patriots fan who could be picking in the top 5 of next year's draft, and I have to be looking at these top prospects, Caleb Williams fell on the draft stock for me there. I just feel like as a composed individual, that knocked a few points off. We've seen better responses to that kind of stuff. I love it for the game. It's great for the game, but I'm curious how he will respond on the field.
Great for the viewership, but I don't know. There's a lot of hotheads in college, and they always show out in the NFL.
Okay, fair enough.
Like Baker Mayfield, for example, the most toxic player I think I've seen in the past 5 years.
Yeah, no,
To
that's
be in
valid.
college.
Him versus Kansas is an all-timer.
Yeah, him versus Kansas or him versus. You know what I really like about that is that Iowa State beat Oklahoma that year.
Really?
Yeah, do you
Jesus,
remember
one of
that?
our 7 times. No, I didn't know. I didn't remember that. No.
And then they planted the flag on the OU
Did
logo. You
they
should look
really?
that up.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Hey, roll clones, baby. That's awesome.
And then he was like, "No, it was expected. It was expected, you know." And I'm like, "Yeah, fuck you, Baker Mayfield. I
Man
love
of
him now,
class.
though. In the NFL, I love him. I hated him in college.
Yeah, he's a guy now. He's bouncing
He is a
around.
guy.
He is. As far as the Utah game, I don't see Utah beating USC. I think it's that plain and simple. USC
Yeah, I
bounces
think
back for sure.
USC, but I'm not putting my money down anymore on USC. I can tell you that right now.
After last week, you're like, yep, that's final straw.
Yep, that's it. Close up shop. Should we go our colleges before we get to these? We'll do these two more our colleges, then we'll get into the big game of the week.
Okay, where do you want to start? TCU or Iowa State?
No, we'll do those after these two.
Okay. All right. Well, where are we going next?
Yeah. Number 17 Duke versus number 4 FSU.
Okay.
What do we have here? We have QB Riley Leonard. He's questionable right now because he had an ankle injury against Notre Dame late in the game.
Okay.
So he didn't play at all last week, I think. And then he was wanting to return, but I don't know if he will or not. That's basically the deciding factor if Duke can pull anything off.
Okay.
Jordan Travis for FSU. Duke has a really good defense. They have a really good D line and they have a really good secondary. So it's tough for me seeing FSU to move the ball, but it's also, and this might be a game of defense too. This is like, I think we'll see some defensive scores, some pick six, but that's about it. And I'm going to call FSU just because they're ranked number 4. I'm not counting out the Blue Devils, but I'm just saying that I think FSU has a way higher chance of winning this.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a valid take. Last week, I was the guy who said that I think Syracuse can close the gap. I think FSU will play down to Syracuse. It's an ACC opponent. We haven't seen them play very well against these guys, and they blew them out by like 50. So I was wrong on that one. I mean, that's going to happen. This is what I just see here. Florida State's looking to beat Duke to go 7-0 for the first time since 2014. So there is some weight behind this game. I don't know if that's going to get into FSU's head or not. But to me, Duke is just still a basketball school. It's so hard to wrap my head around the fact that they are good at football because they actually are. Like when
I
you
looked it up. They haven't been good in 10 years. And the last time they got ran over in the championship by FSU.
Really? Okay. So there's some history to this.
In their conference championship. So we'll see.
There's layers.
There's layers.
I think I'm going to go with my gut and take FSU. I don't see it going any other way. I know Duke is a good team. I know that, but it's just hard to wrap my head around it, and FSU's looked so good.
Right.
Okay.
Fair.
Second game.
Number 15, Tennessee versus the Alabama number 8 Crimson Tide.
I love how Alabama's just creeping their way back into the top 10 now.
Yeah, no, it's scary, dude. If they get a bid because, like, any of those, like, Georgia loses or something like that, that won't happen. Michigan loses to Ohio State or something like that.
Yeah.
That would be crazy.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen, but so Tennessee has Joe Milton, and he's bad against good defenses. So we have to take into account Alabama's defense, and if they can hold Milton to like what he's like good for, then like I can't see Alabama losing.
Okay.
On the other hand, Jalen Milroe is a wild card. He's played so inconsistent for Alabama.
Yes.
I mean, look at the Texas game. You know, like that was insane.
Right.
Nobody can do that. And this is another crazy stat that I did not believe. Alabama has allowed 31 sacks on the season.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. It's a good number to know.
That's like Drake level or Drake, like you and I. Like, you don't hear about that, you know?
That's a lot of sacks.
Especially for Alabama. Alabama?
Yeah.
Come on. You gotta have a better O-line than that.
You would think.
And they have both almost lost to like some boof shit teams.
Yeah. No, I agree.
So,
yeah. This is a tough one. It really, I mean,
I would love to see Tennessee win it again. So I'm going to
100%.
call Tennessee can't see Alabama losing to Tennessee 2 years in a row, but I want it to happen.
Okay, so here's my thing. I want Tennessee to win. Looking at the last few weeks, I've been horrible at picking games, so I'm going to pick Alabama so Tennessee comes away with this one. Because I don't think Alabama has what it takes to beat Tennessee, but I've seen Tennessee shit the bed too many times this year to be super confident in what Tennessee has. And so for that reason, I'm going to pull a what's that? The guy who can't pick a bet to save his life. Trevor, or you know what I'm talking about? The TikTok guy. He
book it with Trent?
Yeah, book it with Trent. I'm pulling a book it with Trent, but it's reverse, and I'm picking the team I want to lose.
TCU alumni, book it with Trent.
So, hey, this weekend, go Bama, but really, in parentheses, go Vols.
Fair. You're like, hey, go Vols, but my wallet's on Alabama.
Exactly.
Fair.
Okay, what do we got next?
We're going to talk about our schools now.
Okay.
Because TCU is heating up. We just sunk 2 cups in beer pong. We just said, we're heating up, and now this shot is for fire. Okay?
Okay.
So, John Hoover, this backup, he's younger than me. I think he's 20. Okay?
Okay.
He was a redshirt freshman. He comes into play for Chandler Morris after Chandler Morris has a knee injury. He throws for 460 yards against 4-1 BYU.
Wow.
I mean, that's insane, right?
That's a lot. That's a lot.
That is a shit ton. We beat them 44-11, and now we're going up against K-State. Okay, K-State is – I hate K-State.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
K-State's it's probably number 3 for teams that are like schools I hate in the Big 12, right?
Okay.
Still salty about last year's national or championship, conference championship.
That's what I was wondering about. Yep.
Yeah. But if Hoover can move the ball and he can if he can get it to Wiley, he threw a pick against BYU, but it wasn't even a pick. It was a non-catch, and then it was a toss-up. Like, he didn't throw it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
It was a juggled pick.
Yep.
So he threw a juggled pick. He had some bad, he didn't convert on third down because our tight end Wiley dropped it. You know, it's like things like that they kind of killed his stats, even though his stats were so great.
Right.
He's very confident in the pocket. He's very confident on the field. He can see stuff that Chandler Morris doesn't. Chandler Morris goes out there, he takes a snap, and he's only looking for his QJ1, our new guy.
Right.
But he can scan, like a quarterback should be able to.
Yes.
And he can scramble way better than Morris. I think Morris might have lost his starting spot again. Last time that happened, we went 12-0. So I'm hoping that Hoover can get it done. And if he beats K-State, then we have a lot of momentum going into the rest of the season.
That's valid. So are you picking TCU to beat K-State then? Do you think they have what it takes?
Why would I pick anybody other than the Frogs? No. We bleed purple or we bleed out. Okay,
I like that. After watching what TCU was able to accomplish in Ames, I don't know if I could say the same. That was rough.
Because Morris was in, man. They didn't have Hoover. Well, they put Hoover in at the end, but then we were trying trick plays. We're trying to do flea flickers, and it's like, what does this have to do with us being down by 20? We gotta move the ball.
Yeah, it was a rough showing for TCU in Ames. I think it was all the Jack Trice stuff, though. It could be that TCU just didn't expect Ames to bring the heat like we did with the actual fireworks. I think that's the only time Ames has ever done that in its entire existence. So it was really cool to see, but TCU Horned Frogs just couldn't stand up to that level of, just camaraderie from all of Ames. It was wonderful. Horned Frogs went down. With that being said, I think it may have potentially been, rock bottom for the Frogs. They're coming up. They're like a phoenix rising from the ashes. I think they can beat Kansas State this weekend, right?
Yes.
It's Kansas State?
Yes.
K-State. Yes, okay. Just making sure that we're on the same page here.
Yeah.
It's not going to be an easy game by any means, but
right.
Who knows? They could definitely get it done.
And then for you have mid versus mid.
Well,
Iowa State versus Baylor.
Well, it's actually in 8 days from now, but
Oh, you have a bye?
Yeah, we're on bye this week. I was curious. You were like,
man, that sucks.
I was like, you're talking about. I was like, what? Okay. Yeah, no, we do have Baylor next week, but this week we have a much needed bye. We're getting all the guys
Did you know
rested
that
out.
Iowa State is second in the conference?
Yes. Yeah.
I did not know that.
We've only lost to Oklahoma.
That's insane.
Yeah. Can you believe that? What did we finish like top 5?
I was looking at the rankings because I was like, man, I wonder where Baylor's sitting because they're like terrible.
Yeah.
And then I was like, where's Iowa State? I said, they're not down here because I was looking at the bottom half of the screen.
Yeah.
I should have looked at the top half.
Put some respect on our name, bro.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't know the clones were like that.
Well, to be fair, we've had Oklahoma State, TCU, and Cincinnati, 3 of the worst teams in the conference. Then we'll have Baylor. Kansas will be a bit of a test. But, I mean, we could easily finish in the top half, like, very, very easily here. We got BYU. Texas will probably get ran. Kansas State this weekend will be a good indicator of how we can do against them. Obviously, you guys were significantly better than TCU. So, like, you know, that's going to be a good indicator. But as for right now, we are on bye.
I feel like I've seen this before. Okay?
Okay.
If we're going to the Big 12 championship, we have to win out, obviously.
Yep.
Right? But if we beat OU and Texas, then that means that we get in, right? Even if we have a worse record than them.
I don't know how that works. I would think so.
Because I feel like last time, TCU went like 4 years ago, I believe. We played OSU, and it was between us or Iowa State. Because if we lost to Iowa State, then Iowa State would have won or would have gone with like a 5-7 record.
Interesting.
I'll have to look into it more, but
yeah, that's something we should know.
I'm just saying, West Virginia had like an 8% chance they're not looking bad. But I'm gonna take the Frogs to go. You know, obviously.
Yeah. Okay. Smart.
Cooper, the vacuum. He'll get it done. He'll get it done for the Frogs. Watch tomorrow, Marv. Watch tomorrow, 6:00.
All right, I will be there. Not in attendance, but I will be logged in watching the game, and we'll talk about it next Friday. We'll see what TCU can do. Okay, we got big games then.
Of the week.
Are we on to our big game?
We're on to the big game.
Okay, what do we got?
We have number 6, Penn State.
Whiteout. It's not whiteout this week, but
yeah,
they are the whiteout.
You went to the whiteout game.
They are the whiteout team.
Oh, the whiteout team. That's fair.
Yeah.
Versus number 3, Ohio State. This is
Buckeyes.
What?
The Buckeyes. Does that sound familiar?
You don't need to be doing all that.
Does that sound familiar?
Buckeyes.
That's you.
Oh, that is me.
Yeah. What? All
right.
Make me look like dumbass.
This is unbelievable. This game will decide the Big Ten East, right?
Yes. Well, Michigan's in there too, though.
Yeah. So okay, it's whoever's going to play Michigan.
I mean, I think they all play each other, so it's like they could beat up on each other, but.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
But this is a very big game for sure.
It's going to be a really good matchup. Not only because these are 2 huge ranked powerhouse teams, but also because they have Marvin Harrison, the wide receiver, the stud, going up against Daquan Hardy of Penn State, the DB. That's going to be a great matchup. So now it's only going to come down to if Ohio State's Kyle McCord can rely on his tight end, Cade Stover.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He's got to really rely on the run game in the short game because he's going to be out of receiver because like Hardy's going to be covering him like flies on shit.
Right.
And another thing to note is that Drew Aller, I think, he's thrown no picks this season. He hasn't thrown a pick yet for Penn State.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that is very impressive. That was hard for me to believe. That's like the 31 sacks against Alabama. It's like,
is that real?
I'm like, we gotta look into that one a little bit more.
Let's investigate that. Okay, so what would you say is your biggest? What does Ohio State have to do to win this game, and then what does Penn State have to do to win this game? What is the number one thing that has to go right?
Ohio State has to pass the ball.
Okay.
And Ohio State has to get their offense going, and Penn State has to get their defense going.
Okay, so it's gotcha. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So
Ohio State's defense is Ohio State's defense. Their run game's great, but Penn State has a really good offense, and their defense is, it's all right. Their defense is their defense. If they can just stop Ohio State from scoring and getting points on the board, then they can win it.
Okay. Hey,
With that being said, I can't remember the last time I saw a Penn State win. Uh, like watched a full game. It was like
okay.
honestly.
Yeah.
So I have seen Ohio State win a lot. So
Okay.
I'm gonna take Ohio State.
I think when you think of winners, Ohio State is in that category. I don't
Yeah,
know if Penn State is at the same level as them.
I think it's like a Mickey Mouse type of thing
Yeah.
with Penn State right now.
I agree. So
Because
I'll
what?
lean Ohio State. I will lean Ohio State.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I think it's gonna be really close though.
It'll be very close.
Well,
It'll be very like
I don't know if the game will be so much close as it is like on
it's
paper.
either gonna be. I think it's Ohio State's gonna win. It's either by 7 or by 21.
Yeah, I could see Ohio State running away with it, but I think it's gonna be one of those things where, it's gonna be close on paper, and then all of a sudden, just Penn State's train goes off the tracks. You know what I
Right.
mean? And then it's like, all right, now we're down 30. Fuck, we have to make some points back. You know what I mean?
Do you think you're gonna bet on uh Drew to throw his first pick this game?
It's not a bad bet.
It's not.
I
I wonder
mean,
what the line is on that, but I'd pair that with Ohio State money line.
money line and Drew first pick.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll put some investigation time into that. See what happens.
Oh, by the way, I locked in my UFC parlay.
Your UFC.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Fighting. All right. Let's hear it. Because last week
Oh, yeah.
you know what's bullshit is our Colorado Iowa State TCU parlay was cash, except for
It was.
Colorado shit in the bed in the second half, which I don't know what the hell that's about. But
It would have been great if Colorado was a night game
it
on
wasn't.
Saturday.
Oh, on Saturday for sure. Yeah, I was gonna say it wasn't a night game on Friday, but yeah, that
Then you
was.
got the crispy buyout.
We would have had it. We would have had
Also,
it.
how is that a hometown like thing? How is that a hometown part? Who's from Colorado?
I don't know. We were both from the two schools, and then whoever it was came in and was like, also put Colorado in there. We're like, all right.
If that was Joey, I would trust it, but if that was Redbone, I would be like, no.
No, it was a guy on your end. Remember, he walked into the recording and was like, hey, bet on Colorado.
Oh yeah. Okay, he's from California. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
All right, well, good thing we listened to him then. Jesus.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so what's your UFC parlay here?
Yeah, the UFC parlay. The seven Russians,
Oh my god.
betting them all money line. They're all favored,
Really?
and they're all from Dagestan. I'm pretty sure. And if you're from Dagestan and you lose, like you can't go back to Dagestan, so they're not losing.
Gotcha. Good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know.
So lock it in. Lock it in. It's at like I want to say it's at plus 500
Wow.
with all 7 of them money line.
Hey, that's like free money from the sounds of it. The way you broken it down.
Exactly.
Exactly.
About $40 on it.
All right. Hey, we're riding. We're riding.
Lock in the ticket.
Lock it in. I love it. I love it. Do you have anything else to add for the people?
I don't.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen,
All has been said.
everything that has to be said has been said. We have nothing left. Thank you, people, for tuning in to college football pregame. We'll see you guys next week. With that being said, Hunter, do you want to sign us off?
Peace out. Have a good one. Be safe. Hug your mom. Hug your sister. Hug your dad. And tell that guy that you love him. And you know what? You know what else? Just go kick some kid on the street or something. Go steal someone's lug nuts off their back right tire so they won't be able to see it when they open their door. Go smear peanut butter on some old lady's door handle. Be crazy, be frisky, lock in a parlay, put your rent on it, and just have a good weekend. Drink some beer, get a little banged up, maybe get a black eye, a broken rib, a bruised kidney, anything you can do. Enjoy it and enjoy this college football.
What he said. Deuces.